Good morning, guys. Today we're going to try to discuss the classwork from yesterday, and also we're going to start working more with the unit of electricity. Now, first point that we need to understand when we are working with electricity is the basic. Before we go to what is current, circuits, and all these topics, first we need to start working and trying to understand all the basic part. Um, the first part that we need to understand is that every single object in the universe is created of atoms. Atoms. Now, in a few days, we're going to explain what is an atom, his parts, and everything. But right now, what I need you to understand before we go forward is that every single object have millions and millions of atoms, and all these atoms are together creating the object. Now, see right here. Using this example, we have this bottle of water now. The water right here are millions of drop of water that are millions of atoms of water. They are together, and all this water or this atom or this drop together, come on, create this all the water that we have right here. And it's easy to see it because I know if you open the top, you can see, how all the drop are falling, and every single drop we can say, if we make it as small as possible, is going to be an atom of water. Now, you can see right here, all these atoms or all these drop have motion. We can move it, yeah? And they can move. Now, with the water, it's really easy to understand, but see what happens. Now, let's go to a different object. Perfume. Hey, sometimes it happens, not sometimes, a lot it happens, when someone is walking close to you and they're using the perfume, you can smell the perfume. And the thing is, you don't need to go to this person to go to sniff over him or nothing, yeah? If you go close to him, sometimes you can smell the perfume. Now, this perfume, the thing is that the atoms of the perfume that is over the body of the other person, they are moving from them in there to your nose. That means these atoms are moving by themselves from one person to the other person, and that's how you can smell everything. When you are smelling a perfume, or when your mom is cooking and you can smell the food, it's because the atoms of the food are moving there. Okay? So, I mean, in the water we can see how they can move really easy. The gases like perfume. This is an example with the perfume. Then when you can smell something, it's because the atoms are moving and going through your nose. But also, gente, also, guys, this happens with solids. Now, see right here, the pen that you guys know that I use for my iPad. These are millions also of atoms that are together. Now, here it's really hard to see that they're moving because it's not a gas or a liquid. But what we need to understand is, yeah, they're moving. We're going to explain in a few days how we can see they're moving. But for right now, what I need you to at least to understand is that all these atoms, they are really strong together, but they are vibrating. We have a vibration of the atom. Doesn't mean every single atom right here, they cannot like be jumping from one point to the other point, but they are stuck in one point. But they have vibrations. All the time they are moving like this. Okay, and this is the first part that we need to understand is atoms have motion and they can move from one point to another point. And this is what we are going to be using to explain electricity and how the electricity can move from one point to another point. Now, for today's classwork, you are not going to need to answer any questions. What I want you to do is you're going to write in your notebook and you're going to have note of what I am explaining, And then you're going to take a picture and you're going to upload the picture to my Google Classroom, and that is going to be the classroom for today. That's me. First point I need you to have in your notebook is every single object in the universe is created by atoms, and these atoms have motion. They can move. Okay, that's the first point that you need to have in your notebook. Now we're going to start working. I am going to try to explain the classwork from yesterday that you did in formative. Now let's go to that one. So let's go one by one. In the first question, in the first video that we have here, we have you see, we have right here two objects. These two are plastic. Now you see he is rubbing, yeah, this object we look like a claw, yeah. And when he rub these two objects and try to move them, put them together, what is happening? They are moving apart to each other. And now we are going to be using a new word that is not going to be moving apart. Then they're going to repel each other. When they go apart from each other, we're going to say they are going to repel each other. Now, in the second video, we have glass. Now, this glass, he again wrap the material, and then he put them together. But also, like the first video, you can see how the glass is trying to move far from each other, yeah? They don't want to be together. And how I say, they are repelling each other. Then we can go to the third video. When again, if you see first part, always he is rubbing the object. We have glass, but now the second object is not the same, it's different. It's plastic. And now when he's moving this object together, see what happens. They try to move close to each other, like magnet. They are not magnet because this is plastic and glass, but they're trying to go toward each other, and this we're going to call it they're attracting one to the other, or attraction. And in the last one, we have right here plastic and we have aluminum. They both are being rubbed. And if you see again, also like the last video, they want to move toward each other. They want to be close, yeah? And this is what we can see in this video. That was the last one. Then you're supposed to go right here and finish this table, okay? Now, I have the table done. We have here the table, and in this table, we can see that in the first video, in the first object is plastic, the second object is also plastic, and also we can see that in the third column, they are exactly the same. Now, the interaction that we have is repel or repulsion. That means that they are moving apart, far from each other. Now, for the second video, here do we have glass and glass. Both objects are exactly the same, they are glass. And here we have that the objects are also the same, and they are also repelling each other. We have repulsion, they are moving apart from each other. Third video, we have glass and plastic. This is the first one that the objects are different, and we have attraction. That means they're moving toward each other. They're moving close to each other. They want to be together. Like in the last video, that we have aluminum and we have plastic, and we can see that both objects are different, and also like in the third video, they are moving together. We have attraction force. They want to be together. Okay, let's go to the next part. Okay, remember that in your notebook you're supposed to have the table that we just discussed. Now, here, to try to finish, first, here I have an example that you can do at home if you want. It's not something that you need to do it, but if you want, you can do it. It is a basic experiment. Now, you can take a piece of paper
cut pieces really small, and then with a meter stick, if you are able to rub the meter stick with a jacket or with the floor, if you have carpet, this is going to help you. And then when you rub it with that, and then you move close the meter stick or the ruler to the pieces of paper, sometimes we can see an attraction between the paper and the meter stick or the ruler, and they are going to move close to each other. Now, this is something that people think that is new, but it's not. This has been for hundred of years. The first one, like always, most of the time, are being in Greece. Now, in Greece, they were able to analyze and to see when they have like a needle and you put close to a amber rock, they found that this needle started to spin. I mean, they have an attraction between the needle and the amber rock. Now, something that we need to understand, like always, the amber rock in Greek, the word is electron, but with K. And then from this word is that came the word electricity or electric. Now, another point that you need to have in your notebook first is they continue doing experiment, and in these experiments they found what we saw in the videos, the objects that are different, this object will attract each other. They go close to each other. Here we have a point that needs to be in your notebook. But this only happens after rubbing. Then we also have something that they found in the experiment, that similar material or similar object, after rubbing again, they what? Repel each other. And that's something that we saw in the video and we need to understand to be able to go to the next topic. Then, next point that we need to have right here is that after years of experiment and seeing that sometimes the objects go close to each other and sometimes they go apart from each other, that is attraction or repulsion, they say, since this is happening but it's different, that means that something is exchanged, something is moving between, same word, between the materials. And then they realize, hey, something, it needs to be moving from one point to another point between the objects. Now, they say, you know what? That is going to be called charge. And this is a really strong point that we need to remember. Charge is the object that moves from one object to another object. And then also, after, again, a lot of experiments, they said, you know what? If the object will repel and attract, there are two different things that is happening. That means that it needs to be more than one charge. It needs to be at least two types of charge. And this is the third point that you need to have in your notebook. Okay? And this is the last part that we have in this concept. Okay, to try to finish this classwork, the first point is that we need to remember first, every single thing needs to be in your notebook, okay? First point that needs to be in your notebook is that all the objects are created by atoms. That means every single object in the universe have millions of atoms. Second that you need to have is all these atoms have motion, they can move. Third point that you need to have in your notebook is the table. With the object, if they're similar or they're different, they attract, or the repel I show you. Next point that we need to have, if that this is something that is not new, it's been seen for hundreds of years. People from Greece, like always, they have the base of everything. Then also we need to have that this only happens when we rub the object. We need to rub the object to be able to have this attraction or repulsion force. This happens only when objects are similar. They what? Repel each other. When the objects are different, they attract each other. Then we need to analyze that they realize the object something it was moving from one object to the other object, and then they realize that these are charged. This is one of the points that you need to have in your notebook. And the last point that you need to have in your notebook is that they realize that this object or this charge that are moving from one object to the other object need to be at least two, since sometimes they are move together, sometimes they go apart. Okay? And with this, we can finish the unit for today. Thank you.